So today we'll start with the secondary active transport. So before going to the secondary active transport, I just want to rewind the primary active transport, which was the movement of molecules or solutes or ions occur from lower concentration to higher concentration against their concentration gradient as active transport. So it is the against their concentration gradient. So in primary active transport there is a requirement of metabolic energy, which was the ATP. Okay, so in secondary active transport, so first I will read out the notes, few points which was I have given to you all. So the electrochemical gradients set up by primary active transport store energy which can be released as the ions move back down their gradients. Okay, so secondary active transport uses the energy stored in these gradients to move other substances against their own gradients. Okay, so secondary active transport is a form of active transport across a biological membrane in which a transporter protein couples the movement of an ion down its electrochemical gradient to uphill movement of another molecule or ion against a concentration or electrochemical gradient. Thus, energy stored in the electrochemical gradient of an ion is used to drive the transport of another solute against a concentration or electrochemical gradient. The ion moving down its electrochemical gradient is referred to as driving ion because it is movement of this ion that drives the uphill movement of another ion or molecule. Okay, so we'll discuss now. So here in secondary active transport, two things are there. Okay, so first thing is the driving ion. Okay, then another one is the driven ion. Okay, so here two reactions occur. One is the downhill reaction and another one is the uphill reaction. Okay, downhill reaction and uphill reaction. Okay, so downhill means from high to low and uphill means from low to high. Means movement of solutes or molecules from high concentration level to low concentration level, it is the downhill reaction, and movement of molecules or solutes from low concentration to high concentration, it is called as the uphill reaction. Okay, clear? Okay, fine. So in secondary active transport, what happens? Two things are there, driving ion and driven ion. Okay, the ion moving down its electrochemical gradient, the ion, listen carefully, the ion moving down its electrochemical gradient is referred to as the driving ion. Okay, that is the downhill reaction. Means during this reaction, movement of molecules or solutes occur from high concentration to low concentration. Okay, so during this process one more reaction also occurs, that is the uphill reaction also occurs in secondary active transport. Okay, Clear? So the ion moving down its electrochemical gradient is referred to as the driving ion because it is movement of this ion that drives the uphill reaction, uphill movement of another molecule or ion. Okay. So secondary active transport is also known as the ion coupled transport. As movement of ions occur, ion coupled transport. Okay. So coupled means both two things are happening here. Okay. So that is why it is called as ion coupled transport. Okay. So the coupling between the driving and the driven species is obligatory, means it must be there. Okay. So that is to say that both the driving and the driven species must be bound to the transporter for translocation across the membrane to occur. Okay. Unlike in primary active transport, in which ATP hydrolysis provides the free energy needed to move solutes against a concentration gradient, in secondary active transport, the free energy needed to perform active transport is provided by the concentration gradient of the driving ion. Okay, so as we know that in primary active transport, what happens for movement of molecules from lower concentration to higher concentration, what it requires metabolic energy like ATP. Okay, but in secondary active transport, ATP is not required. Here what happens, the concentration gradient of the driving ion, the concentration gradient of the driving ion is used for the movement of the other metabolites. Okay, clear? Clear? Okay, fine. So I have already discussed about the sodium potassium pump, to where sodium potassium pump or sodium potassium ATPase. So here you can see that the sodium here serves as the driving ion. Driving ion in many secondary active transporters located in the plasma membrane of various cells. Okay, this is appropriate as there is a steep sodium ion concentration gradient across the plasma membrane that is maintained by sodium potassium ATPase. So during this process, during this reaction, the free energy stored in this gradient used by sodium coupled transporters to drive the uphill movement of substrate. So the energy stored, the gradient, energy stored in the gradient, the energy stored in the gradient is used by the sodium coupled transporters to drive the uphill movement of the other substrates. Okay, clear? So that is the secondary active transport. Fine, clear? So secondary active transport is nothing but, here two things are there, driving ion and the driven ion. So here the transporter protein couples the movement of an ion down its electrochemical gradient, okay, to uphill the movement of another molecular ion against a concentration gradient. Okay, so this is the secondary active transport. Okay, clear? Fine. So now come to co-transport and exchange. So there are two types of secondary active transport. that is the two variations, actually two variations of secondary active transport exist. They are co-transport, which is also known as the symport, and exchange, which is also known as the antiport. Okay, so the transport proteins responsible for the active transport are referred to as the secondary active transporters. Okay, and are specifically referred to as the co-transporters. Okay, or the symporters and exchangers, which are also known as the antiporters. Okay, so the sodium is the driving ion. Sodium is the driving ion for many co-transporters and exchangers, and therefore these transport proteins may also be referred to as sodium coupled transporter. Okay, sodium coupled transporter. As sodium is the driving ion for many co-transporters in the secondary transport, so it is known as the sodium coupled co-transporter. Okay, similarly there are many examples of proton coupled co-transporters. Okay, so there are many like this co-transporters. Similarly, there are many examples of proton coupled transporters and exchangers. Okay, so in co-transport, the direction of the transport is the same for both the driving ion and the driving ion or molecule. Okay, so listen carefully. So in co-transport or the symport, the direction of transport is the same for both the driving ion and the driven ion or molecule. Okay, for example, the sodium glucose co-transporters, okay, sodium glucose transporters, SGLT1, sodium glucose transporter, okay, SGLT1, found in the small intestine and kidney proximal tubules, simultaneously transports 2 sodium ion and 1 glucose molecule into the cell across the plasma membrane. In contrast, in exchange, the driving ion and the driven ion move in opposite direction. Okay, so what happened in exchange or the antiport, the driving ion and the driven molecule move in opposite direction. Okay, if you see the diagram here, it will be clearly understood. See, in symporter, okay, or co-transport, what happens, the direction of the driving ion and the driven ion are in the same direction. Okay, if A is the driving ion and the B is the driven ion, then in symport what happens, the movement will be in the same direction. Okay, so an example of symporter is the sodium glucose co-transport. Okay, so that is the SGLT1. Okay, in case of exchange or antiport, what happens, the direction are in opposite direction. The direction of the driving ion and the driven ion are in opposite direction. Okay, see the direction here, this is the direction, and here this is the direction. Okay, clear? So this is the antiporter and this is the symporter. Okay, so an example of the antiporter or exchanger is sodium calcium exchanger. okay, which is found in the cardiac muscles and elsewhere in the body, which transports 3 sodium ions into the cell in exchange for 1 calcium ion transported outside the cell. Okay, so clear symporter and antiporter. Okay, so in symporter what happens, the direction are in the same direction, whereas in antiporter they are in opposite direction. Okay, so now not all co-transporter utilize sodium as the driving ion. Okay, remember this, that not all co-transporters utilize sodium as the driving ion. Some can use an existing proton electrochemical gradient. Okay, clearly. So for example, hydrogen oligopeptide transporter, I have given in notes, just go through that. Okay, then not all secondary active transporter are found in the plasma membrane. Okay, for example, hydrogen neurotransmitter exchangers found in the membrane of synaptic vessels in axon terminals. Okay, so not all the secondary active transporters are found in the plasma membrane, and not all co-transporter utilize sodium as the driving ion. So some can use the proton electrochemical gradient. Okay, clear? So this was all about the symporter and antiporter. Okay, thank you.